Well, part of the reason wellness hoaxes work so well is because of their slick marketing. Now, many influencers sensationalize and spin to sell pretty much anything you can imagine. And our next guest is watching it all closely.
Let's break down this commercial. Okay, so we'll start with the last one. It was a sauna session before she starts her day. Boom! Discount code. We have a coffee enema. Boom! Discount code for your coffee. We have red light therapy. Boom! Discount code.
As you can see, Mallory DeMille is a content creator who pokes holes in the claims of so-called wellness gurus. She's also a correspondent on the Conspirituality podcast that dismantles misleading or false info put out there by New Age cults and wellness grifters. Mallory is in Victoria, BC. Hi, Mallory.
Hi, Molly. Thanks so much for having me.
Great to have you. Okay, what I find fascinating is I understand you went down a bit of a rabbit hole when it comes to wellness products.
Myself, kind of, yes. When I was in my mid-20s, I followed a number of wellness influencers, and relative to what I know now, did not go particularly deep into the wellness industry myself. But I did buy supplements that I did not need and powders for my smoothies that I did not like very much, and ended up through following these wellness influencers, having a bit of an unhealthy relationship with food and fitness in my body that didn't really exist before I followed them. And so over the course of a number of years and a lot of unlearning, I have come out the other side. And despite having a background and formal education in marketing myself, realized that they had successfully marketed to me, and so that made me feel a particular way. And now I create content that I wish there was more of when I was in that place for folks who might be in a similar place now.
Yeah, I mean, you were still able to be lured in, Mallory, even with a background in marketing, knowing what's coming at you.
They're very influential. They're very good influencers. That's very well done.
They're good at what they do. Okay, I want to talk about what you are watching for now as a consumer, making sure that you're not getting, grifted here.
Definitely. So there are a few things that I look out for, and my content is through the lens of marketing. I'm an average consumer. I'm talking to average consumers. And so a lot of the things I watch out for are very bold claims by these wellness influencers, often in the pursuit of selling products that they are financially affiliated with. And so a lot of these very bold claims without evidence, they will be making those in order to sell things to you. And then the other thing that I look out for is, and it only takes 30 seconds, often these claims that wellness influencers are making, if you take a quick trip to either their website or the product's website, you will often find a disclaimer saying that actually their product has not been proven to diagnose or treat anything. And oftentimes you actually shouldn't even be taking medical advice from them.
Yeah, the disclaimers are really important and often in the smallest fine print possible.
They're buried somewhere in the smallest font it will allow, yes.
Exactly. Mallory, I found it interesting during the wildfires that have been raging in California. I've seen wellness products kind of pushed out there. What are you seeing in terms of hoaxes?
Yes. So for the LA fires specifically, that is something that I was keeping a pretty close eye on, and not even at first intentionally. I have a second Instagram account where I kind of house all of these wellness folks that I'm following, and so I can dip into it. And almost as soon as the media hit about the LA fires, there were wellness influencers at the ready with their supplements and detoxes and discount codes ready to sell you various unproven and untested products for your lungs and immune system and inflammation.
Right, and a lot of these products have no regulation, and so they're just being put out there.
That's true, yes.
Mallory, does it get more dangerous than that when you look at what's trying to be sold?
Yes. So I often get asked, what's the harm if someone takes a supplement if they want to? But I think the real harm comes in more of this belief system that these influencers are trying to push. And so in order to sell their products, often they first have to influence you to have a particular belief system around experts in the medical field, experts in health, and that makes it much easier to sell their products. And so something that I'm seeing is, which I think is very dangerous, is often these influencers persuading and influencing their followers to forego evidence-based treatment in the pursuit of more alternative options that they are financially affiliated with. And so cancer, for example, is a really great example. A lot of influencers who are alternative cancer, that's kind of their brand. And so they will have pretty negative things to say about evidence-based treatment, but then they will offer you an array of discount codes.
Yeah, it's always tied back to the money. One of your posts I want to bring up says, wellness influencers be like, here are the 5 things you need to heal. Something I sell, something I sell, something I sell. Is it all about the money?
I think based on what I'm seeing, a lot of it is about the money. And, you can look at that post and laugh, but that is legitimately what it is like with a lot of these wellness influencers kind of posing this problem, whether real or imagined, and then they just so happen to sell the solution to it.
Yeah, something that people need to critically be watching for all the time. Every time you see a discount code, it should target.
I certainly watch for it, yes.
Yeah, at least think about it a little bit. Mallory, loving the content. We're going to follow you online for sure. Thank you so much for being a part of our show.
Thank you so much for having me.